I am Russell96, and welcome back to another episode of my Dark Souls 2 playthrough. Since last episode, it's been another day since it, so yeah, I kinda watched a few videos to figure out how much stuff I had left to get, because yeah, I was sitting there waiting for videos to render, and I wonder how much stuff I have left to find. I'm actually kind of surprised at how much stuff we cleared out, because I did surprisingly well, if I do say so myself, and look at that shadow. That's cool. Anyway, it looks like most of the loot, per se, is, up this elevator, and kind of annoying to get to, but what you gonna do? Not much. Yeah, I do say so. And one of the things I was never going to find without a guide. I don't even know where it is. I think it's up this elevator. It's literally right there. If you look, you can see a slight outline of a door, and you can hear I activated it. That's where one of the things are. Yeah. Yeah. I would have never found that unless I knew to look there. And it is the hollow skin. Let's kind of see how. A little bit over exaggerated, but I like it. Oh, and apparently look at that. I just pointed to my screen as if you guys could see it. But, the curse resistance is 1,000. I think this would have made getting, through the curse areas extremely easy. Because 1,000 curse resistance, I'm guessing that translates to you don't get cursed. Just a hunch. Also, really, even though it's literally, a really torn up mask, I like the look of it. I think it looks good. Okay, and the other thing is apparently down here. And I don't think I'll ever really end up using it on this character just because of the nature of it, but it's a thing, and I want all the things, so it's going to be my thing. Yeah. Okay, it's right there on that ledge. Yeah. Okay. Pilgrim's Pontoon. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure. Am I still wearing the hollow skin? Okay, but yeah, I might have missed a few rings, but I got all of the interesting ones, I might have missed a few defense rings, but that's about it, so let's head back to Majula so we can properly test everything out.
You have acquired the soul of an old. That is more.
Oh my god, person I'm done with the entire game. That goes to show how much I haven't talked to her. This mask. And that helmet. Oh my god. I always feel like these type of helmets are just too narrow. I mean, they are literally too narrow. Look at that. This helmet's interesting also. Oh, and when I was doing some of the runs, to get back to the boss after dying, I noticed that, let's actually unequip that also. The sorcerer guys, you can actually see, that, what's it called? You can see the mask on the ground, and yeah, it looks cool. At least I think that's what I saw anyway. 30. That's a lot of requirements. I think, well, my Hex build would be able to use it, but basically from what I've gathered, this is a spear, and also a catalyst, It's a staff catalyst for both hexes and sorceries. So yeah, also it looks like it will have a very high casting point, so that might be interesting and possibly good, hard to say. I don't know what helmet to use. I do like this crown quite a bit, but it doesn't fit this build at all. And what was the other thing we just picked up? Oh, the hollow skin. Yeah, we can't use that. Oh, and I missed the moveset. When you try and parry, this happens. Yeah. I'm guessing that would do a crazy... Well, what I'm guessing would happen if you use that in PvP, it's just gonna knock down the other player and not necessarily do all of the spinning. Unless they stack poise. I think that would be a very good poise stacking weapon. For this weapon, I am not sure. I don't like the rolling attacks like that, so to chase people down I would probably use the two-handed. Well, actually this isn't the katana, that's a straight sword thrust. And then the two-handed R2s aren't all that useful, if you ask me. Well, they might catch people off guard. And there's the Sudoku move. Actually doesn't do very much damage. Actually, I wonder. That doesn't do much durability damage either. It has 20 durability. What? That's much less durability than I thought it would be. Let's actually heal up. It looks like there's like an explosion or something. I wonder if that actually is useful. Oh, like... the initial stab into yourself is stuff, but nothing else. I really like the invisibility. It's so fun. Oh, there are still guys chasing me. That was a crit. That was way too high for normal damage. Oh god, it's almost broken after. Yeah, this weapon this is not a PvE weapon at all. And did we get any other weapons? Does not appear so. I'm gonna quickly go try and farm the enemies, because you can get the like a normal straight sword and the on fire straight sword, so I'm going to attempt to get those and I will be right back. Okay, I have gotten quite a few of the weapons now, and it's actually been quite a few days since the last segment of video before this bit. Yeah, a lot of school work and whatnot. But I've more or less tested out, or I have more or less tested out the weapons I've gotten. Right now I'm using the Ashen Warrior Sword. This sword was a pain to get. I went through like 3 bonfire aesthetics trying to get it. This one was not that difficult at all. Yeah, and I haven't really used this weapon all that much on this build. I got it on my Pyromancy build, which is the only other build I've done this last DLC on. And I am having so much fun with it on that build. I mean, it just looks like a Pyromancy weapon. And then it has a self buff of Pyromancy. It's fun. Then I also the Fume sword. Not really sure. I don't think this is the most ideal weapon for this build. I mean, it does... yeah, wait. It does more AR than the Ashen Warrior Sword, but its damage is split into dark along with physical. So it's really not that ideal for this build, I don't think. I'm not really sure about that. It is the longest straight sword, which is cool, I guess. And then this dagger, it's good for backstabs, but it has terrible riposte. But parrying in this game is kinda meh. I mean, it's easy if you fish for it, and I don't know, I just can... Well, I land them decently, I guess, in PvP, but honestly, most, like, main weapons do plenty of riposte damage comparatively to daggers now. But the blue dagger, this one has terrible backstabs, but it does good riposte. So it's like complementary daggers and whatnot. And I actually went back and killed the Fume Knight a second time after bonfire aestheticing. It worked a lot better than the first time I tried killing him. Like, it only took 2 tries on a bonfire aesthetic, so New Game Plus. But unfortunately I was watching a live stream at the time of doing that, and yeah, I had copyrighted music playing. And that's a long segment of footage to be completely muted. Anyway, I think it has, like, the great sword, like the normal great sword. Okay, never mind, it doesn't. But this is its moveset. But what makes it special is, one, it's two-handed L2s if it's in your right hand. That's a block right there. Yeah, that's a block. It's really slow, but the block, I'm not really sure if it would catch many people off guard now, but initially... Like, they would go up to attack you, you would block, and then you get lots of counter damage. And the sword has 80, like, physical blocks, so it's a decent shield by itself. And then that kind of translates into the one-handed moveset also in the heavy attack, that block right there. So I've had a little bit of fun with this weapon. I've mainly just been PvPing on my, what's it called? Pyro build, that's it. Oh, and we missed fun stuff with the other weapons. First of all, this one. If you left hand, like if you wield it in your left hand, it gets a special moveset. Not that, but spinning, then flips up. I have to unequip that. Up. Okay, it's the R2s. But yeah, a flip. Then if you power stance, it does an even crazier flip, and it's just kinda crazy. And lastly, this weapon has quite a unique parry. So ridiculous. And I have a feeling the, like, initial, that hit will probably knock him down, so it's not like you get 4 strength weapon hits if you land that, so... I don't think it's as good as it looks. Anyway, that's it for the weapons. They all seem fairly good, and I'm fairly... Actually, I've missed maybe 1 or 2 hidden doors, but there really isn't any... Well, I think one of them has 8, petrified dragon bones, but basically those are just... Like, it's cracked walls, and you have to make those explodey guys run up to them and explode. And then there's all sorts of stuff behind those doors. I think I might have accidentally opened one, now that I think about it. I'm not sure about that, though. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the DLC. I'm just running over to Vendrick to see if he has any new dialogue. But yep. Again, it's been probably too long since, like, between this episode and the last one, but I just got really caught up in school. And I'm fairly... Well, yeah, the DLC comes out later this month, which is September as of recording this, yeah. So it shouldn't be... It should only be, like, 10 or so days, maybe less. Oh, god, the damage. Between, that's not a good time to heal. Like, until the next episode, because, I mean, unless I get time to do all the editing to make PvP videos, which isn't looking too good right now, yeah, I won't have more episodes out until the next DLC. So yeah. And I'm also thinking the next DLC is probably going to be longer because it also ties all 3 DLCs together, so that should be cool.
Seeker of fire. I am Vendrick. Seeker of fire. What do you see in the flames? Find the crowns and your own answers.
I'm not sure if this is new or not.
Crowns hold the strength of Lord. Seek as before. I too sought. With fire, they say, a true king can harness the curse.
I'm not sure if this is new.
Seeker of fire. It grows deeper still, the more flame you covet.
It might be a little bit
Seeker
different.
One of the father of the abyss spawn. That confounded quintessence
I
of
think this is
humanity.
new.
The abyss once had form, but then dissipated.
Manus?
And yet, traces of its existence endured.
Cool.
Each fragment, thirsting for power, spread dark with no relent. My dear Chandra was one such fragment.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's
Tiny
new.
thing that thirsted for power more than driven by insatiable love. Fire came to be, and with it, disparity.
I have no idea if
And
this is
cold.
actually new or not.
Love.
It feels very
Shadow
repeated, so
and
I'm
light
assuming it's not
inherit
as new as
fire,
I thought
such
it
is
was.
the calling of a dark shadow is not, and the brighter the flame, inherit fire, such as.
Might have been a little bit different, I'm not completely sure though. Anyway, since that's all I can think of without running back through the level to find all the cracked doors, I guess that is it for this episode, and I will see you guys with the next DLC. Which should be in about 10 days, probably less, maybe like 8 or so as of this video going up. I don't know, it's just sometime later this month in like the 20-ish range, I think. Maybe? Don't count on me, or yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'll be back with the next like release of DLC. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a like, even though we really didn't do all that much, just finished up and tied together loose ends and whatnot. Yeah, I'll see you guys with the next DLC. Bye.